Yeah, never.
Dude, I've spelled a bunch of shit wrong, and from the client, trusting the client. Being like, how do I spell this? And they're like this. And
that happened to the first shop where I was at. Some guy came to get like his mom's name.
Yeah.
He wrote his mom's name wrong. So it's like, well, dude.
I did that with some guy with his wife's name.
Oh God.
And then him and the wife came back the next day. And as soon as they walked in together, I knew it was spelled wrong.
Big thank you to Kingpin for sponsoring the episode. Kingpin has been supporting artists since 1996, long before Camp was born. For the month of April, Kingpin is running a major sale on inks. Kingpin offers fast shipping from 3 distribution centers across the U.S. and ships worldwide. Use code CAMSUCKS for an exclusive 20% off on all your products.
We're rolling? Mics are good?
Yeah.
Traffic jam.
I had time to check it all.
After you do your intro, do you know where you're taking it?
What I'm taking?
So how's your morning going?
I'm probably going to get trash talked.
Because you'll do the intro and then you don't think anything.
So, yeah.
So I want you to practice this. I want you to do your intro and roll right into
it. All right. Thank you guys for joining us on today's episode of Unemployable Podcast. Today we have Franco Gomez with us. Thanks for joining us, man.
Woo. Thank you for having me, guys.
Yeah, no problem, dude. I saw that you're from Miami. How was your drive up this morning?
How do you expect my drive from Miami here?
Probably really bad.
Yeah, that's why we leave at a respectable time.
Dude,
Yeah, but he
trying.
still beat you.
I know.
Yeah.
In this race car, I saw that.
Yeah. Blaming it on the race.
Yeah, I wasn't even racing. I wasn't even going fast, dude.
I was, and I still was late.
Hit traffic. Like that shit's gonna,
Where'd this come from?
Oh, you hit traffic. Fuck,
How
bro.
was your drive up? That's like shit you talk about
In an elevator, bro.
Before everyone's rolling.
Franco, turn around. How was your drive up? Tell me.
Yeah, how was your drive up?
Terrible.
Oh, you hit traffic?
Yeah.
Bro, I'm going to put an Apple tracker
zones.
on you, bro.
Put
It's spring break, motherfucker.
Drop that air tag, dog.
I'm going to drop it on you.
What were you saying?
No, I was in school zones. You're here or like you're coming from down
On my
there?
way home.
I
come
still
from,
in school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I come from north, so I had to head like south, so I'm always getting like the southbound traffic. Bad.
I'm from north, so I have to go south. Then I hit traffic.
There's a fucking Explorer over here, bro.
Bro, there's traffic as soon as I leave my complex, bro.
Bro,
The
he
entire
steps
time.
outside, he waits for the fucking compass to come. Going south, bro.
Check the wind direction, you know?
Damn. One day, I'm going to start waking you up at 5:30. Because I can only assume you fall right back to sleep after I call you.
I wish I had that willpower.
Yeah, you want to?
Those people.
Oh, sorry.
No, go for it.
Bro, was there traffic on the way to Scott's wedding?
Yeah, me and Logan.
Yeah, there was, bro. Tell me this. Tell me how you guys drove up the day before everyone to sleep there, to be at the location. We all drive up that morning, 4 or 5 hour drive.
Yep.
And we are early for the reception. Bro, they go through the whole ceremony. We're walking out, and Cam and Logan are like, "Oh God, just got here smoking."
You
weed
guys
in the
don't
car."
give a
No.
fuck. Bullshit.
Dude, how'd you miss the whole thing, bro?
You were
Like
there.
we said, we thought it was in like the city close to
Bro,
Logan.
Google
and
Maps.
We did, and then we were like, oh, we got to go.
Shit, that shit starts in an hour.
If our drive for real went
Look,
from
sorry, daylight savings.
Don't take your drive. We drove literally 4 hours.
dude, daylight savings smoked me yesterday, dude. I didn't wake up till like 5 o'clock.
Wait, was it yesterday
No.
or
2
today?
days ago.
2 days ago?
Yeah.
It got you good? You woke up at 5
you
o'clock at night?
Nicked me, dog.
Bro, it's only 1 hour.
Yeah,
It's not half a
seriously,
day,
bro.
It was the night. It was the night we got back, right? Yeah. So we got here to the shop. It was like 2. I got into my car. It said 3. I was like, fuck. By the time I was home and showered, it was like.
Did you
5
hit
a.m.
traffic walking from here to your car?
Yeah, dude, a lot.
Bro, they gotta. I'm done with the daylight savings, man.
I thought they were going to throw it out.
Yeah, can't they just like keep it at this part so it stays?
There was a
Bright
petition
later.
for it. I signed it.
Huh?
There was a petition for it.
Yeah.
I think
Nobody
in a lot
grows
of
shit
Europe,
anymore.
They already got rid of it.
What's that?
In a lot of countries in Europe, they're already like.
Bro, there are some like parts of different states that are just like, yeah, nah, we're gonna do our own time. Yeah, there's like parts of Arizona and
Milwaukee.
So can we just do that? Dude, South Miami or South Florida is not attached to anything anyway. We might as well do our own fucking time.
Yeah.
I never understood it.
It was about crops.
Just saving daylight, literally.
Is it about crops?
Yeah.
It's not about sleeping in for school.
Supposedly, they also did it for like making electricity a little less expensive and stuff like that, like energy costs.
Well,
Oh, okay.
they stopped that shit, so.
yeah, exactly.
That's what I was saying. That went out the window a while ago.
Yeah. Like, damn, I got more money in my bank account.
We saved an hour on electricity, boys.
That shit's stupid.
How was your drive back from the convention? Or the convention, the wedding?
So, well, I got no sleep the night before because we all went out to the casino, and Dev drove on the way there. So it was
Your turn on the way back.
my turn to drive on the way back. And she could tell that I was a little tired, you know? And I was also hiding the lack of sleep that I had received because I didn't want her to know, like, we were out all night.
What time did you guys get done with the casino?
It wasn't even that late. It was probably like 3, but, you know, you get home, I want to relax for an hour or two. And then we had all the bullshit going on here, so I was up at 7 on the phone with Brandon dealing with stuff. So I'm, like, driving back, and I was like, you know, I think it'll be fine. It's, like, midday and sunlight. But that thing started happening where, like, the one car turns into 2. Dude, for, like, 1.5 hours, I completely blacked out. Like, I had no recollection. I just remember stopping at a gas station.
I could just see Dev being like, John, we're home. We are.
We had, like, an hour and 47 minutes left in the drive, and I just remember Dev going, "Are you okay?" Yo, but it just wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth having her drive and her talking shit the whole way home.
Yeah.
You know?
And then, like, hear
I'd
it
rather
later.
kill us all. You know?
I drove to and from that night.
And I know who was in your car. That probably was
Bro,
the most fun
immediately
drive.
on both trips, all 3 of them fell asleep right away. Bro, I tried blasting music. I was like touching their faces and shit just to try to wake them up. Nothing
Who was
worked.
in your car?
My girlfriend Sophia, Kyla, and Adrian.
Sounds terrible.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I'm here. They got into the car. They're all excited. Like, this is going to be so much fun. And then
By the time they had Alligator Alley.
all of them, bro. No, the first light, man. Kyla already put her head down on Adrian's lap and just knocked out. And
Get off of me.
And then the way back, I'm like, because Chris was supposed to come back with us, and Chris was going to drive. I'm like, I'll get some editing done. I got 4 hours on my hand.
Did he go to the casino with you guys?
Yeah,
He was not coming back with you.
it's just not fun. As soon as we got there, we're like, let's find, you know, our friends. And our one friend, he's just a vicious gambler. I mean, a few of our friends are really bad gamblers. But it's not even, like, when I go there, like, my goal is for all of us to get on the same table and, like, play together, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm a normal person.
Win money together, lose it together.
Yeah, or whatever. Just like it's about chilling. As soon as you get there, Chris is gone.
Yep.
No one can find him, bro. And, like, you know damn well if Scott was gambling, it would have been the same fucking thing. They're going there to play the games they want to play, and they don't give a fuck about you, you know? Dude, we couldn't find Chris for, like, 2 hours. I just texted him. I'm like, we're at Pie Gal, so when you're done.
Was he
come
playing,
over
like,
here.
roulette or something?
What's that?
What was he playing?
I think he went and played Mississippi, but the minimum was, like, $25, which is a lot for Mississippi. You know, you're ripping $125 hands, whatever. And then, because he played the first 10 minutes, he went in, he played slots, he came back. He's like, yo, I won 800.
Damn.
We're like, sick. That's awesome. On $100.
Crazy, dude. I could never trust.
I lost 3,000.
I've never had that luck either.
He's like, I'm going to play
I was
Mississippi.
telling them earlier, like, I don't like gambling.
Me neither.
I've only been to the casino once. And I only like games where you can actually have some input over, like, what happens. And the only thing I played was blackjack.
Yeah.
Walked out with, like, $6,000 in one night. They're never seeing me again.
That's
Like,
it.
that's it. It's like
You
one
won.
time.
You beat the casino.
That's it.
Yeah.
No,
You can start a
fuck
channel
that.
like Mickey. Oh, man. Whatever. Enough about that. You ever drive to conventions?
I've only ever driven to the Orlando one.
Okay. That's not too bad.
Yeah.
Sometimes you see the boys. We got a few people that don't like to fly. They'll drive all over the country to these conventions. Dude, I couldn't. Did you do one of those?
Yeah, I've done multiple.
Bro, I could never do that.
I've drove to Philadelphia. It was like 16, 17 hours. To New York. Well, we drove to New Jersey for the New York one. That's like another long ass drive.
It's like 17.
I like driving, but not like that.
The Richmond drive wasn't too bad. Besides like the breakdown.
It wasn't too bad.
Besides
I forgot
like the
I
truck.
did that with you guys. I thought I blacked that out.
I just made memory. I remember that.
I guess the one benefit is like you definitely have all your stuff.
Yeah, you bring everything.
Right.
Yeah, there's no like second thought when you get there. Like, fuck, I don't have this. Like, you have everything
I
you
usually
need.
just do like big Pelican, put everything in there, and when I go to a convention, I only have 2 things that I need to worry about: an armrest and a bed. That's it. So.
Yeah, and then there's always like you can always order shit.
No, and if you go with sponsors, they usually have that kind of sorted out.
Yeah.
So that's easy.
What conventions have you done in the last year?
So I only started doing conventions somewhat recently. I'm not like
Nice.
a big convention. So I've done Chicago, Philly, Golden State was my first one a couple of years ago. So
Golden State was first?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I went in like through the big door.
Yeah,
That was fun. So Chicago, Philly, Baltimore. I actually like Baltimore a lot.
Yeah.
It's surprisingly big and lively. Now, actually, right after in 2 days, I'm flying out to DR to a convention.
Nice.
But I'm actually going to be judged. I'm not going to be tattooing.
Oh, you'll
It's
be
my
a judge
first
there?
time, yeah.
Cool.
And then I'm probably leaving some other on the table. Oh, Orlando.
Yeah. What was your favorite so far?
Philly's great.
Yeah.
It's huge. It's the oldest one, right?
Is it the oldest
I think it's
one?
the oldest
It's
one,
like the
right?
One
biggest
of,
one.
yeah, it's definitely.
Yeah.
Philly's great.
Yeah, it's huge. It's just tons of energy. All kinds, like beginners to experts to people that go every year, people that it's their first
Besides,
year.
it's the convention that got me my biggest, favorite sponsorship. So it's
Yeah.
but yeah.
At the convention?
Yeah.
Who are your favorite sponsors?
So right now I'm with Radiant, Colors
Yeah.
Inc., and with FYT.
Cool. Yeah.
And both of those happen in the same convention. They
Right.
came up to me, so it's
It's a great. So you're saying you met them at the convention, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's such a good move, and I don't know if enough artists are taking advantage of that. I mean, I've also had that experience. I think Cam has as well. Like, that's a time to meet people from the company.
that's why I tell people it's at the end of the day, the trophy is nice, but it's a piece of plastic.
Right.
What you're actually doing there is exposure. You're showing your work to people in the industry who may not know you, and meeting people that maybe you know online, you've talked to them, but you've never actually met in person.
Right.
That's what you go for, really.
100%. And some of these companies, are on the other coast or from different countries, wherever it is, and it's like, wow, now we can talk in person.
Exactly.
And
they
know.
keep track of you, dude.
Yeah.
They remember you. You
Yeah.
don't think that. I remember when I first went to Golden State was my first one. I was doing a nice piece that actually happened by chance because my client canceled.
Yeah.
And I had someone walk in and they were just do whatever you want. I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
It's just rare. And I remember the people from Cheyenne passed by for that's the machine I use, by the way. I use
Cool.
the Soul Nova 4.0.
Yeah.
And they were like, hey, you want to try it out? I'm like, yeah, sure. And they actually liked my work, and through that, they saw me at another convention. They approached me again and stuff like that. So you kind of build up a relationship with the brands. They kind of keep an eye on you, so that's good.
100%. Dude, I don't know if I should tell this story. Whatever.
Tell
I'm
it.
gonna tell it. So at the last convention I was at, I won't say it, a machine company came up to me and they're like, hey, use this machine. Just like you said. I was like, oh, no, thanks. I'm with Bishop. Happily. And I'm fine. And they're like, oh, no, use the machine. It's fine. We don't care. And I'm like, no, this.
I care.
Yeah. Well, I was kind of like, no, that's really nice. But in my head, it was a piece that I really wanted to. It was a 2-day back-to-back. I needed to focus. I wasn't about to throw variables or new
You
things
don't
in
want
the
to be
mix.
experimenting
Right.
there.
And the guys goes, no, it's our gift to you. Keep the machine. So I'm like, okay, that's really nice. I'm not going to be rude.
No, that is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we're partners with Allegory. And I was in Allegory booth. So I was like, oh, okay, they're part of the family. I'm just going to take it. So I take the machine. And then, wrap them up. I'm tinkering with them throughout the process. And I was like, whatever. Then someone from Allegory was like, oh my God, is that this machine? I really wanted to try that out. I was like, oh, awesome. Here, have the machine. Yeah. I'm not going to use it. You obviously love it. Let me do that. Here you go. So then at the end of the convention, someone else from that machine company comes up and they're like, hey, where's our machine?
Oh.
I'm like, wait, what?
What machine?
Yeah. They're like, yeah, the machine we let you borrow. I was like, okay. The other dude said, this is my gift to you. Also, why would you like give me a machine and then I use it and you take it back? That's gross.
Yeah.
You know, it's like dirty as fuck. So I like felt bad. So I'm like, hold on. I was like thinking maybe the boy left it there. So I'm like looking for it. And I'm like, I don't know where it is. Honestly, like, here's what happened. Like, dude came over. He was like, here's a machine.
It's gone.
Yeah. He was like, I wasn't going to use it. So I gave it away to someone that is excited and will use it all the time and probably promote your product. And they're like, okay, can you get it back? And I'm like, yeah, I can try. So I'm like calling them. And I told her, I'm like, this person has it. And it was like, cool, we'll get it back to you. So then I don't know if it was like language barrier or what, but she came off like pretty stern. So then later another dude comes by from the company. Super nice, bro. And he's like, what's up? Did you like the machine? I was like, I couldn't even talk about liking the machine because I'm like,
my friend did.
I'm like, they think I stole the machine. You know, I'm about to literally just pull cash out of my pocket, like to leave me alone. He's like, how are you doing? I was like, yo, I'll be honest, man, I'm stressed, bro, because it's the end of the convention. I'm like, dude came over. He said, my gift to you. And then this girl came over and she was super mean and she said this and that. And he goes, oh, that's my wife. Yeah, I'm like, fuck, bro. So I'm like, listen, this is the person that has your machine. I'm sorry. Don't give me any more products.
Get away from me, please.
I obviously can't be trusted. But it was like this, bro, it was this whole like ordeal. I'm never fucking taking a machine from anyone ever again.
I would have played stupid and be like, bro, it was right there.
Someone must have, I don't know, it's rolled off the table.
Yeah.
These conventions, man, they're dangerous.
I use that shit so much, it was gone.
That shit disintegrated.
Wore it down.
Yeah, I used all of it, dude.
Like, oh, I took it up to my room to keep it safe.
Oh, man. And the funny part is, dude I gave it to, put it in his luggage. And right before we were leaving, his luggage got stolen.
Oh.
Yeah. So,
it's a real story of hope.
That was that.
It's probably
They probably stole it back.
It's the company getting that machine back, dude.
Someone has it.
Yeah, someone has it.
They had the tracker on
Hopefully
that
they're
shit.
using it.
Wherever you are, thief. Hope you're having a good time.
Do you have conventions coming up this year?
Yes.
What
So
do you
I
got
have
planned
the
so far?
DR thing where I'm going to be
Right.
a judge. I most likely would do Philly again.
Cool.
Most likely.
How do you like Chicago?
I like Chicago.
We got a lot of mixed reviews from it.
Yeah,
Some
I was
people
going
said-
to, I
yeah.
like Chicago. I
Yeah.
didn't love Chicago. The thing with conventions is like, it's not even really up to the thing. It's like up to how it's organized sometimes. It's like, sometimes it's just not rewarding to like travel and take shit and get stressed for 3-4
Sometimes
days
it's not
working
worth it.
and all that.
Yeah.
And then you're like, ugh, you put in this much work and then the rest of the event is kind of like,
Yeah.
Oh, Franco, can you move your mic a little closer?
sorry.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, I heard everything from like, yo, it was better than Philly, best convention of the year, to like, I'm never going again.
Food was great.
The food was great. Okay, yeah.
I usually-
Nice bathrooms.
Yeah, I usually only work 2 days. Usually, depends on
Yeah.
the convention. So I take the third day to like, go on a date with my wife and see the city and stuff like that
Do you bring her when you travel?
every time.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, we always travel together.
Yeah, that's super cool. We're gonna try it out this year, Chicago. I do the same thing, 2 days, except I don't bring my wife. I go on a date with myself, that last day. But hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's a good convention. I think that. What do you think, leading? You're not going.
To Chicago.
You canceled.
I had to cancel.
Oh my
this
God,
year.
you're not even
It
involved.
hurt
in
me,
this
dog.
I'm really
conversation.
bummed about
I'm like,
that.
finally,
Wait.
one that we're all going to. And you're
Why?
like,
I'm moving that
Oh,
same
yeah,
weekend we're
yeah.
there. And I have like unfortunately, very small window to move. I was like we were trying our hardest to like switch
No,
it up.
I
but
get it.
I'm very bummed about
What
not
do you
being able-
typically look for in a convention? Like, I know some were okay, some were great. What made the ones great?
Oh, what do I look for from the convention? Or
Yeah,
what
like
do I
what
look
makes
to do?
What makes a great convention for you?
Oh, for me, good artists.
Okay,
It's the artist. It's the quality of the artist. Because you can have a really small convention that if it's packed with really good people,
Right.
it's great. Like, for example, now my last one, I believe it was Orlando. Dude, I had a blast. And it wasn't even that big, but I had such a good time. I came in, I did a good piece. And then people who I knew from, like, just Instagram and stuff like that actually came up to my booth. Like, you know, Lucas Amiku?
Lucas. That sounds familiar.
I think we met him.
A monster.
Chicago.
Yeah.
Insane. Amazing work. And I followed this guy since, like, kind of, like, I started.
Yeah.
And, like, he came up. He liked my work. We shook hands. Like, hey, come to my booth. We'll do shots. Like, you know, just that.
Right.
Getting to meet these people. And actually, now we're like, you know, he's like, hey, if you ever want to come by, you know, talk to me. That's cool. That's what I like.
So, like, not only getting to chill with people that are respected in the industry, but getting to, like, experience working with these people, getting some feedback, networking.
Same for, like, I remember, awesome. Another one that I did, Canada, Toronto.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I've heard that one.
So, getting into Canada sucks.
Okay. Why does it suck?
Their border thing it's very weird. Like, they would ask you, how much money do you have with you? Where are you staying? Why are you bringing so much money? Why are you bringing these things? You know, all of that. Like,
You're like, I'm trying to buy maple syrup. Dog.
Yeah, it's like, what the hell? I could've just
People trying to live there. That's why.
Yeah, literally. And what happened was I went right after COVID. So they were still, like, weird about the whole mask things. Even get me started on that.
Yeah.
But the convention was great. The spirit was actually really nice. And Toronto, have you noticed that every convention has, like, a signature vibe to it?
Sure,
depending on the city. And Toronto is very Asian influenced.
Okay.
Like, a lot of Japanese work, a lot of that. So I really liked that.
Yeah,
but then I happened to share a booth, because I only got half a booth. And I happened to share it with, like, the first artist I ever followed when I first started apprenticing.
Really?
So I was like,
shit.
oh my God, that's actually really cool. And I got to meet the guy and we worked together and, you know. So, it's that kind of stuff. That makes it for me, at least.
Yeah, it's kind of been a topic the last month just for different people I've talked to, like, what makes a great convention? Like, are conventions dying out? Are they getting old? Are there things we can bring to the conventions or new kind of conventions that they can do? So it's something that, like, I have been thinking a lot about. Like, I agree. I think who goes, the artist quality is really important. You know, I think if you can bring, me personally, like, I kind of like when they bring something new to the stage. Not that it was my favorite, but, like, when we went to Anime Incon, they had, like, voice actors. Now, I'm not I'm not a huge, you know, fan in that way, but people that were, they're like, yo, this is sick.
Oh, and it's cool, yeah.
But I was like, cool, it's different. It's not just freak show, you know?
Well, besides what I can do to have fun, because, you can only, you always, like, if you're traveling with your friends, you're having a good time most of the time, right?
Yeah.
What actually can ruin a convention is the organization, what I was saying before. Because, like, dude, don't tell me that the guy that was swallowing swords 5 seconds ago is going to decide how good my shading is. You know? It's like,
let him rest, dude.
You can't have that.
He's got his mouth full.
Don't talk.
A guy who hasn't tattooed since, like, the 70s is out here deciding which one of these, like, best color realism pieces is best.
Yeah.
Don't. So that is actually really, you know, important for me. Like,
so maybe,
how well
like,
the competition part is organized.
Like, very, you know, vetted or picked judges for each category.
Fresh judges, not people who haven't tattooed in, like, 40 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Not Dave
modern. What do you say?
Not Dave Navarro.
Yeah.
No, like, people who are, like, working, who are, like, going through this, who are, like, seeing what's coming up. With, you know, because it's like, for example, when with AI art, like, and people using AI, someone who hasn't tattooed in forever doesn't have the eye for maybe to, like, pick up these things. But someone who's knee deep in it and who's, like, actively working, they might see. I can spot it when a design was made using Midjourney and not changed. And it's like it's obvious.
Right.
But
with all the ribbons and stuff.
Yeah, it's like I call it like the nothing burger, because it's like it starts hallucinating detail, but it doesn't know what it's doing. So it's just it looks like detail, but it's not detail.
Right.
And you can tell that. If you have a judge that can see that, and you have two designs, maybe let's say they're both equally executed in quality, but one of them, it's an original design that was hand drawn and all that, and the other one is a Midjourney. That would make a difference for me.
What about when it comes to, like, realism with AI?
Same story. I mean,
because I don't think anyone's hand drawing realism references.
You'd be surprised.
Well, no, I know some people are, but I mean, it's like, I would say like 90%. Because to me, it just doesn't ever make sense to hand draw.
My view is the following. My view is, if you couldn't do it without AI,
right,
with it, then you still can't. So you're just leveraging something that you don't have. So, for example, it's a tool. Right. And the way I use it, because I use it, I'm not saying I'm against it. I use it, but I use it for concepting. It's like, it's a really fast way to iterate on ideas and help get to where the client wants fast. But then, same for like, let's say you want, and the client is asking you for like a horror sleeve or whatever.
Right.
What's a better design? Because at the end of the day, the people who copy tattoos, the people who copy things off the internet, they will copy the mistakes anyway. And it's the same thing you're seeing with AI. I've seen people copy eyes that look wonky as fuck because the AI is not that good at doing eyes. Right. So you're still seeing it. They're still copying the mistakes. So, sorry. The main difference will be that. It's like, take it. But if you have the knowledge to understand where the AI is messing up, like fix it, add to it. Like use it as your base maybe to build on top of that. But don't just take it and do it because at the end of the day.
No, I agree.
You're turning yourself into a printer.
Right. And I think that, like, if... We'll talk about realism for a sec. If you're just taking like one reference and translating it right onto skin, my opinion is add a couple more steps to like change your reference.
You're a printer.
Right.
What else can you do now?
Right. And I think to be able to do that, you have to have a deeper understanding of how to like format tattoos to the body. Right.
Also,
so if you have your reference pic, like, because I'll start with like a base, like a reference picture, and then now I'll add some like depth to it. I'll add layers. I decide where it's going on the body. I incorporate the flow. Am I going to use like negative or floating things to show the flow of the body? And these are all things that are like being added to the reference.
Yeah, it's iterating and trying things out and see what works.
So I 100% agree with that. But so and I'm curious about this. So when you do a tattoo, like a realism tattoo, you'll draw out the whole reference?
Sometimes I'll do like a 3D model. Render it. And I do a 3D model in ZBrush. I'll sculpt it. Sometimes I'll do a mix. Sometimes I'll like sketch it out quick, show the sketch to the client. They like it. Then I'll go look for reference that are close enough to my sketch.
Gotcha.
And then paint on top of that. And that is called, so that's a technique that is really used in the digital concept art industry. It's called photo bashing. Which is like sometimes the artist, they have like a limited amount of time to come up with concepts and they need to look photorealistic. So I'll take a bunch of pictures, smash them together, and then paint over it. And that gives the illusion of detail. And that's kind of what we're doing most of the time.
100%. Because it's like, for me, it's just not like, if I were to draw out these concepts in my head for tattooing, bro, it would take days, some of them. It's not like 12 hours, whatever. So, and I just can't do that for every tattoo, or I'm going to charge you $10,000 a tattoo.
So, you're using a tool. So the way you're using it, by what you're telling me, tell me if I'm wrong, is you're using it to save time.
100%.
But you're not using it for makeup for lack of skill.
Right.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I agree with you. I just was like, damn, does this dude draw this?
A lot of them I do, but the thing is, like, is it making your job easier or is it doing your job for you?
Right. It's making my job easier.
That's a big difference there.
Yeah. And, because there are like when I do more neo-trad designs, I'm like, okay, this is going to take longer because more of that is like drawn by hand.
Always.
You know? But with the realism, you can move a little bit quicker. Like you're saying, like photo mashing and like adding stuff. But there are still some types of tattoos or styles where I feel like the hand drawing is like almost unavoidable.
Absolutely. Right? My opinion, traditional, neo-traditional. You have to draw them by hand. And I actually, every once in a while, do neo-traditional. I always draw it.
Yeah.
I always draw, actually, I never draw at home. I always draw in person with the client before the appointment, like live. I draw pretty quick. Yeah. And so that's usually take a picture of the arm, sketch it, draw it, neo-traditional, go. And then also anime. Like, if you're going to do anime, you can tell when it's a picture and you can tell when it's hand-drawn.
Right.
Every time. And it looks so much better when it's like...
100%. 100%. And it also is usually better fitting to the body, right?
Yeah. I mean, you know, you have agency. If you're going to pick a style, and you're going to pick a style that you know you have to draw, well, you better be able to draw. It's like, you know? It's
like, don't pick a fucking style you don't know shit about.
Exactly.
You know?
Is this your first time judging?
Yes, it's going to be my first time.
So what are you looking for when you see a piece?
Well, what I said. So I do digital art and stuff like that. And I know I'm pretty well versed in like, I don't know, I'm really good at deconstructing things visually. That's something one of my old art teachers told me. He's like, you're not good at art. You're good at learning art.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I almost rather that. I prefer that. Yeah. And so I'm first like the quality of the design. And obviously technique. Like technique is the basic stuff. For me, technique is like, does your car drive?
Right.
It's like, is everything well done? That's the you need technique to do even the most basic of styles. And I mean, it's American traditional. Like, if you can't do that, you most likely will be able to copy most work. Now, besides the technique, what's going to set you apart? Well, scale, composition, quality of work, creative choices, colors, all that. But then can be subjective. Can be.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll see when I get there.
Are you hand drawn often these days?
More of like the mashing of stuff together, yeah.
How long
Painting
does
I enjoy like painting on top of a reference, like you were saying, yeah. It's almost just like taking something and like adding extra contours to it, extra, like you said, extra dimension, painting extra highlights, maybe making the darks darker, stuff like that, yeah. And like
the Hall was like shoving that down my throat, and thank God he was. Like even just in, you know, because I'll choose references with like heavy shadow on one side. He's like, bro, put some highlights in the fucking eyes on this. Like put some highlights in the shadows. It'll just look better. Yeah, bro. Great. Or whatever it is. And, you know, shadow contour and blah, blah, blah.
It'll be as simple as like one little highlight on that dark side that makes that pop. Like that, you know.
He's like, with your castles, like make a crazy drop shadow. Add the shadow or the
hard line shadows.
Yeah, whatever. And I'm like, okay, fine. You know.
But it's like the little details like that that'll change a whole piece.
Yeah.
Something super minuscule like that.
How long are your designs usually taking you?
Depends on what it is. Because like right now I'm bouncing between kind of like the neo and then like the realism too. And I'll say the neo stuff does take longer to draw than the realism stuff.
I feel like you draw a line and then you think about it for 10 minutes. You're like, all right, next one. Like I feel like you really take your time, which is sick, which is awesome.
I'm not a fast drawer.
You know how you get rid of that? Start drawing on paper with pen, no pencil.
Yeah. I think the ballpoint stuff made me slow because it takes forever. Yeah.
Or like ink. That's an exercise that we used to do to like pick up speed was in our school was so essentially they'll put a reference. And they'll set up, you know, small canvases. But you couldn't get close to the canvas. You had to paint like this. And it's on a timer. So the timer beeps every like 20 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, right? So you are forced to like capture like the essence of what you're seeing.
Make decisions quick.
Make decisions quick and then learn from what decisions are bringing you closer to a good result and which ones are not.
Yeah.
And I feel like that actually made me pick up a lot of like.
Oh, that's cool.
You know. You could do that with a ballpoint pen or like try to do like.
You have to be like this far.
Yeah, or no, you don't have to like maybe with like a brush and ink.
Dude,
like
I'm gonna get a 6-foot stick.
You look like a pool boy, just
right. And that usually makes you pick up speed when you're doing styles that are very non-forgiving with mistakes, but you're on a timer. Because if you don't have time, you're just
you do whatever you want.
But if you're just, it's pretty good.
What about you?
What about me?
What style you think's the hardest to draw?
The hardest
takes
to draw.
You longest.
Well, my neo takes way fucking longer than the realism. I don't really do it, but anytime I have to do lettering, oh my God, it takes me so long to decide because I'm pulling back from like all the alphabets from like 10 years ago, you know? Dude, it'll take me longer to do like your fucking kid's name than your kid's portrait. You know?
Yeah, especially if it's custom lettering and you have to like mold it and stuff.
Oh my God, bro. Yeah. And then I always finish and I'm like, I could have done a better one.
Yep. Damn, I should have went with a different font.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I just don't do that shit. And I'm like, oh, it's spelled wrong.
Yeah.
Oscar.
Came to the wrong guy for
Have you
letters.
spelled anything wrong?
Yeah, 100%,
Really?
dude. Been tattooing
No,
long.
I've been pretty lucky to not spell
Have actually,
anything.
never.
Dude, I've spelled a bunch of shit wrong, and from the client, trusting the client.
That
Being like, how do
happened to
I
some-
spell this? And they're like this. And
That happened to the first shop where I was at. Some guy came to get like his mom's name.
Yeah.
He wrote his mom's name wrong. So it's like, well,
dude, I did that with
it's
some
on
guy
you.
with his wife's name.
God.
And then him and the wife came back the next day. And as soon as they walked in together, I knew it was spelled wrong. It has come to my attention that a lot of you come here, watch the content, and don't subscribe. And that fact has been proven by those around me with a number figure of 90%. What's going on? You come here every week, you watch, just hit subscribe. That's it. That's all we want. Don't be a dick. Just hit the button.
Well, you told him, I'm like, are you sure?
Yeah, I was like, this is my sister's name, and she
Yeah.
spells it like this. You said, you don't think I don't know how to spell my wife's name? I was like, oh, okay, sorry. Yeah. So we blacked that shit out.
Have you ever gotten anything wild like that? Like, you know, those walk-in crazy stories? Or like ridiculous requests?
Ridiculous request. Years ago, I was doing those like jewels or like gems in color.
Uh-huh.
And this woman wanted one like right above her. Can I say that here?
You just did.
Yeah, whatever, just bleep it out.
Pussy.
And and I was like, yeah, that's cool, like whatever. And she was like, yeah, but I want like the tip of it like literally on there. And I was like, I don't think we should do that, you know? It sounds like it's gonna hurt. And she's like, yeah, no, like do it. So I was like, no, we're not gonna do that, but I'll get as close as I can. And like whatever, like it was just an awkward experience. Like it was. Not only were we like a fucking millimeter away where I'm like, yo, I don't even think this like really looks that good.
Yeah.
But like, you know, she was being weird about it. It was just the whole thing, you know.
I had a guy come in and ask us to move his tattoo.
To move his tattoo.
And
Yes.
push it over
He was
there.
like, bro, I wonder if we can like move it down. And I'm like,
You like try to slide it like a fucking Ouija board.
Stretch the skin.
like bring out the potato filler. I don't know what he wanted me to do.
Yeah.
That was wild. And then
You're
we
like,
had
look, I can move it this much.
that was right.
Like, yeah, look,
how
it
about
moved.
that? Is that better? And we had another guy. He comes in. This didn't happen to me. It happened to a friend of mine, but it's hilarious. He goes, "Oh, I want to get like a cross with 2 banners and 2 dates." Okay, cool. What do you want on the banners? And he's like, "Oh, one on my birthday." All right, cool. And on the other one, my death day. I'm like, what? And he's like, what do you mean? He's like, you know that? And he's like, oh shit, I hadn't thought about that.
So are you going to get it after you die?
Yeah, right?
He's like,
Tattoo it, boys.
just leave it
bring
empty.
in.
Yeah.
He's like, man.
He's like, I'm going to pay for it now.
right?
When I die, you fill it in.
It's an
That one was
investment.
wild. Like bro, I remember his face. It's like, you know when you tell a kid Santa's not real?
What's
What?
When you tell a kid Santa's not real?
Oh, yeah.
That was
What?
his face. It's like, wait. He was
What?
Like, wait, for real? Oh, I hadn't thought about that. Like, he was so sad.
How
that
many
he couldn't
kids
get
have
his
you
death
told
day.
Santa isn't real?
Yeah.
No,
Now I'm going to put a disclaimer on
not
this
enough.
fucking podcast. I'm going to call my dad real quick.
When we were young, I did all these Christmas cards with my buddy where we were just, my buddy was holding a sign that said Santa, and I was holding a sign that says it's not real, and we just sent it to everyone.
Grinch.
Diabolical.
Yeah, Grinch, yeah. My birthday's on Christmas, so I felt like I had a right to expose the
Right.
truth.
The second coming over here.
All right. Model Citizen used to be cool before Alex started wearing it. Are you tired of being unattractive to everyone around you? Well, not anymore. With the Model Citizen apparel, you'll be beating them off with a stick. Finally, tattoo clothing that is actual quality, that I can wear around and feel good. For real though, the quality of these clothes is top notch. This is like nothing you've ever seen before with a tattoo company. This isn't some Gildan bullshit. These are quality, hand-picked clothing. They have everything from vintage styles, oversized clothes, modern tees. Go to themodelcitizen.com. Get them before Alex does. And so is Kevin's. Did you know that?
Did not.
Now you know.
We had a weird one yesterday. Some girl wanted to get a smiley face in the back of her tragus.
What?
She wanted to get
Oh.
a smiley face right here.
In there?
In there. And she had little tragus. We're like, you can't do that.
Yeah.
No.
We tried to hold that shit down.
Oh, yeah, I have a question. So,
You just pour ink down their ear.
do you have an apprentice?
No.
Would you take one on?
Well, so it's not a yes/no question right now because I don't take apprentices because I don't think I'm done learning to be teaching people.
Sure.
Right. However, I do have a friend of mine that I told him, you can learn next to me. It's not the same. Like I'm not, but I will help you. I will correct you. I will,
Does the shop have an apprentice?
We had a program where we actually had like a course.
Okay.
It's not, I did the classical apprenticeship, like clean bathrooms and all that. But what we do have is like a program where you actually get classes. Like you come in, like you would provide some materials for you, you sit down and all that.
What does the shop look for in either someone that wants to apprentice or someone that wants to learn?
So that you learn with us doesn't mean that you end up working with us most of the time.
Okay.
Right. But if you're...
Like if someone comes in like and they're like, hey, I want an apprenticeship, I would imagine like you're going to sit them down.
Show me your work.
Right.
First
so there's going to be
like,
things that like you would be like, yeah, you can come learn with us, or things you'd be like, no.
Well, first of all, yeah. Like, how much do you draw?
Right.
When you're not supposed to be drawing, do you draw?
Right.
Right. Because it's like if you only draw when you have to, it's like, do you?
So what if someone's like, I draw like on the weekends?
Why do you want to learn? It's like if you only draw on the weekends, it means you don't really like art like that. So why are you here? That's the first thing. The second thing is like, I need to see work. Like I need to see a decent body of work that shows me what your interest is, what do you gravitate towards, because that's even going to help me. I mean, I don't take apprentices, but if I was to help you, which direction are you going to do? New traditional? I'm going to help you focus more on your like black and gray shading, all that stuff. So that's one. And then the other one is like, how committed are you?
Right. Because
if I'm going to teach you, I'm going to teach you to be hopefully even better than me. If I can, right? I'm not gonna. So, if you're gonna be better than me, are you willing to put in the work? That's kind of it.
Yeah, because I feel like if you have any chance at being better than I am,
absolutely,
you have to work more than me.
Yeah,
right.
That's one. I mean, it's like, do you have any kids? No, many.
Just
like. Okay, so like, I'm guessing like as a father, you're hoping your kids are better than you. Because it's like, that's the measure. It's like how good a father you were is not determined by that. It's determined by how good parents your kids end up becoming and all that. And I feel like as a mentor, that's kind of it. It's like how good a mentor you are is kind of measured how good is your apprentice end up. Like, does he end up better than you?
Yeah, and I think that can mean a lot of different things. Like not only artwork, right? Like as a tattooer in a whole. Like I hope that, because I had like one rough apprenticeship, well, two, and one of them was rough. And I think for a while it put more of a traditional mind frame that wasn't really conducive to my industry, my journey, I guess. And I kind of had to like shed some of that. I
had a rough go at apprenticeship.
Yeah, and it made me a little cold. It made me have kind of no patience because I was just acting like my mentor. Yeah. Like, I would never tell you if you did something right. I would only tell you when you did something wrong.
I hate that.
Right, and then, like, also, and it was just like, it was him, and it was like, I expected everyone to work crazy hours because I was working 100 hours a week. And, like, all these things... And thankfully, that kind of like lightened up, and I realized that wasn't really helping anyone.
Yeah, I mean, you can lead by example. It's like, look, this is how much work I'm putting in. If you want to be at least as good as me, this is how much work you might have to put in.
Right, right.
But at the same time, it's like, don't be, like if your apprentice does a really good job, and there's some mistakes in it, tell him, enjoy. You did really good today. That was amazing. We're gonna talk about how you could do it better tomorrow. But today, enjoy the piece. You actually did great. Then you sit down with them and talk.
But I was hoping, I was like, cool, I hope I don't like pass this on too much to people that I'll work with, and maybe in the beginning a little bit, like I know with Adrian, I kind of treated him like that.
You broke him.
What's that?
You broke him.
yeah, whatever. You break your toys sometimes. But only the ones you really like. You know, you're not breaking the ones you don't use. Right?
The ones you played with a lot.
Yeah.
But like, my thing was like, yo, when I work with someone and I want you to be better than me, it also means that stuff.
Yeah, you care.
Like how you treat other artists, how you treat people you work with. You can lead by example, like you said, rather than like bossing everyone. You can have patience. You know, you can be kind to others. Like
that's something I learned. It's like it doesn't matter how good you are. No one wants to work with an asshole artist.
Yeah.
You can be the best artist in the world. If you're an asshole, someone will go to the second best guy if he's better than you at like everything else.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like you need that mix of both. You need.
Well, and also, like, because we talk about finances in here and paying taxes and saving money. And, like, bro, I blew my money my first 5 years in tattooing. So, like, that's another thing that, like, I hope you're better than me at that, you know? And I think the artwork is so important. And it's, like, get that shit down. And that will kind of validate the other stuff. But focus on the other stuff. You know what I mean?
At the same time, I do believe your attitude towards the hands-on work kind of mirrors in everything else you do.
I think you're right.
So if you're a diligent person, if you draw, if you are a person who doesn't avoid things, like you're most likely going to have that kind of discipline for most things in your life.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying you're going to love everything you do the same way you love drawing, but if you have discipline to draw it when you have to and not only when you feel like it, you're most likely going to have the rest kind of in okay, decent shape. You know?
We've talked about that, but that is so difficult in the beginning when you have to force yourself to be creative when you're not used to doing that.
Yeah. Especially after like that about a year of like not being able to push your art as much as you want to, you know?
Yeah.
When it's like you have that year of worrying about like your shop responsibilities and not your art. Yeah. And then you're just given this plate like create now. And you have like that little, you just have that weird time period where you're trying to force yourself to create again. And then I feel like a lot of people fall into like a little kind of like rut or something like that, you know? It's hard to get out of that.
Everything you're doing just feels like garbage.
Yeah.
I got lucky with that because when I remember, I've been drawing since I was 2 years old. I started really early.
Yeah.
And I remember I was a kid once and I told my dad, he's like, oh, I'm going to see if I get any inspiration. And he was like, inspiration is an excuse for a lazy artist. I was like, what? And it's true. It's like, it turns out it's like like creativity is like a muscle. If you force yourself to draw, there comes a point where you can just sit down and draw. Like you don't have to like wait for like ideas. You can kind of like brute force your way through it, but you need to do it often, right? It's like if you want to get better at walking, what do you have to do? Walk. If you want to get good at running and get better at cardio, what do you have to do? Run. And you know, kind of the same with creating and drawing.
Yeah.
And it's work, dude.
That's why I'm trying to get better at gambling.
Just go. Just do
Keep
it.
gambling, dude.
But you're right, bro, because I just kind of went through this. There was like a few months where like, I mean, I'm tattooing every day, I'm creating, I'm doing that, but I'm not enjoying it as much. You know, like I'm like, this is cool. Because usually like I fucking love every day.
That's comfort zones.
What's that?
I feel like that's comfort zones. You're like fall into like safe designs.
Yeah,
you know, it's gonna look good enough for the client, and then you have to like.
I don't know what it was, but it was like, but then like I went to a convention and it's like, boom, I got it back, you know. But that'll be usually my whole year. Usually there's like 3 months I'm on. I fucking love everything. You know, I'm staying crazy late to like finish this stuff, and then I don't. Sometimes it's as simple as the designs I'm working on. Maybe they're like neo, but I'm really like focused on realism, or I'm working on realism, but I really want to play with neo. Like I'm just not aligned. That's
actually really good. So the reason that happens is like your eyes, your brain, and your hands don't learn at the same pace. Right. So it's like sometimes you have, and this is the one thing that irritates me the most. Sometimes you have all of the technical knowledge. You already understood what you need to do for your work to be better. You already know what you were doing wrong, but you won't be able to do it until your brain not only understands it, but manages to make your hands do it.
Right.
So it's just like you're doing something and someone comes and tells you, oh, this, and that. Or you realize, oh, that's what can be better.
Right.
Oh, you know it now.
Right.
You won't be able to do it right away. You have to wait for that to cook. It's like you already have all the ingredients. You put it on the stove. You have to wait for that. And then the other thing that can happen is, so if your hands are doing better work than your eyes can perceive, you're going to feel great about your work.
Yeah.
But if your eyes get ahead of your hands, your eyes are going to be like, looks like shit, bro. I know it can be better. Yeah. So it's always that, you know, cat and mouse game. It's like your eyes go above, and then you try to match them with your hands, and then they go above, and then that. You want to avoid your hands being better than your eyes, because then you think you're the shit, and you're not going to learn.
Yeah.
But
so I got to break my hands like Dan. And I got to get glasses.
Franco, how long you been tattooing for, man?
Not that long, like 5 years.
How old are you, man?
I'm 25.
Nice.
Well, actually, it's almost 6 years now. Damn, it's crazy.
Yeah, time flies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're from
Especially when you're having fun.
Cuba, right? You said?
I was born in Cuba, but I did not come from Cuba.
Gotcha.
Where'd you come from?
Italy.
Oh, yeah, you said you lived in Italy.
Yeah, so I left Cuba as a child. I did some studying in Spain, then I moved to Italy. I did art school in Italy, and then I moved here to the U.S.
Where in Italy?
Trento. So it's on the border with Austria.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then how old are you when you came here?
17,
17.
give or take, yeah.
And were you tattooing then?
Couldn't leave.
Or like, I mean,
Yeah, I know. As soon as I could, I
interested
started.
in it.
Yes, absolutely. So, funny, I gravitated always towards tattooing, but I didn't really have like anyone in my family. No one had tattoos, and like I didn't know anyone in the tattoo industry. So I moved to the U.S. and I do 3D art and digital art and all that. So
And you were at the time?
Huh?
You were at the time doing that?
Yes,
art?
yes. I've been
Okay.
doing digital art. Like I started when I was 13.
Okay, yeah.
And I just never let go. Like
Right.
I've been
Your teacher said you're great at learning.
staying on top of that, right? So what happened was, I remember like when I was like 14, I built like a homemade tattoo machine.
Okay.
I never used it.
What'd you make it out of?
You know these weird things that people used to take like when the clothes get that little
A lint
Like
roller?
the lint
yeah,
machine
the lint
thing?
machines.
Okay,
They have
yeah.
a little motor, so I broke that apart and then
Yeah.
I took a fork and I bent it and then I put the motor.
Is it
in
like
the
a little
back.
rotary motor?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's like built.
It literally
one of
is like
those
a
with battery.
spinning
It was
ball.
wireless. Dude.
Okay,
Yeah.
like a Walkman? You don't
I
know
don't know what that is.
You know, I had a machine when I was 14. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, yeah, with a battery, you just make contact and it will work. And I remember I never used that. I was like, that's cool. So then time goes by, skip forward. I'm here. And I'm thinking to go into Ringling College of Art and Design.
Okay.
And I've been broke my whole life. And not only through tattooing and, working hard, like in the recent years, I've been able to take care of myself and my family and stuff like that. But before, it's not like I was well off or anything. So I applied to like a scholarship. And I was like, praying. And they actually gave me a scholarship. It was like $80,000.
How did you feel when you found that out?
I told them I still couldn't go because it didn't cover the rest of the school.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I'm not going to put myself in debt for art school because I had already been in art school. And I know art school doesn't make you a better artist.
Right.
It makes you hang around with good artists.
Sure.
So then I was like, okay, I'm not going to get myself in debt. I'm going to figure out a way to still study this thing I want and pay for it. And then I was considering tattooing. I was like, let me see what it's all about because I know I can design. I know a lot of people like copy designs, So I looked into it, asked around a couple of shops, and then kind of by chance, I ran into someone who recommended me to someone, ended up going, and that was my first apprenticeship attempt.
Was this around COVID?
Before,
Okay.
Yeah, it was a couple of years before.
Yeah. And then how did you find somewhere to tattoo?
So my first apprenticeship was a bit weird.
Go on.
What happened was, so I was cleaning bathrooms. I was doing a lot of stuff.
Wait, hold on. I want even before that. So you found a shop
Yes,
and you walked in.
absolutely.
Was it the first shop you found?
The first one that they told me that they were taking apprentices.
Okay, so you'd walk in and you'd be like, hey, are you guys taking apprentices?
Yeah, I would like to learn.
Yeah.
And the response was, well, come here and draw for a couple days.
Okay.
We're not going to tell you, we're going to take you as apprentice.
Yeah.
Yes, come here, hang with us, draw, do some stuff.
And what, you're 19, 20 years old?
I believe I was, 18 probably.
Okay.
No, actually 17.
Okay.
So I start drawing, and they're like, because at the time what I was making, since I wasn't making money off tattooing, what I was doing is I was a comic book illustrator.
Nice.
So I would do my comic book illustrations there, or like I would illustrate for like books and stuff like that. So I would do that at the shop, and they'll see me drawing like, okay.
Like commission stuff.
Commissions. I would do I made a lot of money of like D&D, Dungeons and Dragons,
nice.
like character sheets and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So I'm a huge nerd. I always like that. So I've always been like illustrating and stuff like that, sketch covers for comic books. So then they're like, all right, you can be an apprentice and you can clean bathrooms now. I'm like, yay, I can clean bathrooms. Fuck
Finally.
yeah. Amazing. Yeah. So I start cleaning those bathrooms, and then a weird dynamic develops where I start giving my then mentor advice on how to make his designs better.
Okay.
Because I didn't have the technical know-how of how to tattoo, but I could.
That's brave, dude.
But no, here's the thing: I could draw my ass off. And then he realized. So a weird dynamic happened.
No, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying it's brave.
Saying that.
So a weird dynamic happened where it ended up being that he would have me draw his designs, or a lot of them.
Yeah.
And a lot of those designs won awards at conventions. And I was like, okay, cool, I guess. And then it got into the point that, like, it will be tattooing, and I'll be like, put that color there. Right. Use that combination looks, don't do that. I was like, huh, that's weird. And then the guy realized, a lot of his clients started going like, oh, dude, when you start tattooing, I would like to get a piece by you.
Right.
And I think that created a bit of
tension.
Like jealousy.
Yeah, it's like, you know, he didn't want me to be better than him, I guess, like we were talking about. So then I noticed that there was a lot of, like, decisions being taken. At the same time, while we were talking about, like, responsibility and all that, this wasn't a place that was being run properly. It was more like the old school tattoo studio, so, you know, a bit.
Yeah.
So that happened. I remember I got a bit frustrated because I realized that as long as he was benefiting from me just designing, he was not going to let me tattoo. So I told him, by January, I'm going to be tattooing.
Right.
With or without you.
Another ballsy move.
Yeah.
My man.
I told him, I'm hoping it's going to be next to you because, you know, we're cool.
Yeah.
But if it's not, I'm going to be doing it regardless.
How long had you been apprenticing at that point?
Close to a year, dude.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, I waited. Like, I paid my dues. I did my things.
I cleaned the bathroom.
Yeah, I cleaned the bathroom.
Paid my doo-doos.
Did everything. Did his designs. All that. Oh, that's another thing. He's like, he was like, oh, yeah, for every design you do that I end up doing, I'll give you, like, a small percentage of what I make. I'm like, cool, dude.
Yeah.
I don't mind. And money never came in, by the way. Forget about that. Yeah.
It's still coming.
I guess.
It's in the mail. Are you tired of using ink bottles that are spelled correctly? Do you find yourself texting during ad reads for companies? Well, I do, and that's why I use Allegory Black. Are you tired of your black arms looking blue? Do you suck at tattooing and you want to get better? Use Allegory Black. Allegory has normal black and ultra black. Just when you thought it couldn't get any darker, they put out ultra black. Use Allegory ink. It's the best ink on the planet. Go to allegoryink.com and use discount code Unemployable for 20% off. I know, it's crazy. It's so much money. You really should pay full price, but we have a discount code. Right, Alex?
That's right.
Tat Toolkit. You guys need to check this out. If you want to improve your digital designs and increase your tattoo productivity, then this is the site for you. Tat Toolkit offers digital designs, stamps, reference pictures, stencils, brush sets, and so much more. Whether you're just starting out or you've been in the industry your whole life, these tools will benefit you. What I love about Tat Toolkit is we're constantly working with new artists to really build an online community. You will get an inside look at the design process for each artist we work with. Tat Toolkit will offer everything from the tools these artists are using, the designs they're creating, online seminars, merch, and more. This is a great place to interact and connect directly with the best artists in the industry. You guys need to check this out at tattoolkit.com, and don't forget to use code CAMSUCKS for 10% off. When do you leave? Soon?
Thursday.
Perfect. Oh, so really
I'm
soon.
going to be with you guys tomorrow, the day after that, and then I'm leaving.
Nice.
Yeah.
Damn, you got a good week ahead of you, dude.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Exciting.
Well, I'm definitely being this podcast. The best thing that ever happened.
There it is.
That's right. You heard it. You heard it.
Suck
Cam?
at PR.
Take us out, Cam.
Franco, thank you so much for joining us today, man.
Thank you for
Yeah, I
having
really
me.
appreciate
Of course,
it.
man. Super excited to have you here for the next couple of days. You got any pieces you're working on while you're here?
So I have actually my friend who's been learning next to me. He's gonna get tattooed with me here while I'm here.
Awesome.
He's been dying to meet you guys as well. So
Fuck
Nice.
yeah.
So yeah,
he's
hope
gonna be coming through.
excited to watch you work.
We'll see about that.
We'll see. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning into this episode, and we'll get you.
We'll check
Really
in when
good.
we get you, dog.
Thank you guys for tuning into this episode, and we'll catch you next week.
We'll check that cash, man.
Guys, hope you enjoyed the episode. I know we joke around a lot and get wild on some topics, but one topic I take very serious is addiction. If you or anyone you know is struggling, don't be afraid to reach out and get the help you need.